Hello, community. Let's look at deep research by OpenAI, a beautiful new initiative. And I was so fascinating reading about this just 3 days ago, introducing deep research. And I thought, you know what? Deep research, you know the importance of this. And you might say, wow, this is a big one. No, no, you misunderstand, because deep research, this is the importance. This is what they are up against. And you might say, what are you talking about? This is the commercial publishing house, Sammelsurium, whatever you want to call them, that dominate scientific research publishing. And if deep research by OpenAI would really be that it would open up here to an AI agent here, the complete literature, the scientific literature that is held by those commercial companies that are interested to increase the profit, of course, they are companies, deep research would really make an impact. Let's examine this. Just 2 days ago, you have here an article here, why universities ending their Elsevier open access agreement. Elsevier, one of those companies, wherever you are in research, in medicine, in physics, in mathematics, in material science, wherever, those companies dominate the market. They are the publishing houses, and they are in power to ask whatever they think is it worth for. Now, if university like this one here, another UK university drops here the Elsevier deal, they cannot afford, a university cannot afford access to research publication. And this is now the third institution after the University of Sheffield and after the University of Surrey. And I just picked here the United Kingdom because it just happened to be here. But this is happening all over the globe. Those companies, those publishing houses want to optimize their profit. But universities are maybe not the right clients for them. So this results here, University of Sheffield, here end of 2024. It says, hey, to all our students, there will be changes to access some of the library resources. And they tell us here, hey, there's no renewal with the Elsevier subscription, and they will expire at the end of 2024. So this simply means, and this is now a very friendly version, that some universities, like I showed you in the UK, but it's worldwide, they have now restricted access to the commercial publishing houses that publish scientific research. And this scientific research would be essential for the students of the university to study those papers. But now they don't have access. And so therefore you see now the way I looked at deep research by OpenAI. I said, if this AI now would have access, if it would break here this monopolistic configuration of a market of commercial scientific publication, this would be great. And you might say, why? Because as a student, you have to publish. As a scientist, you have to publish. But you have to publish in respected journals. And they know exactly what journals there are. And those are the most important journals that are bundled in whatever tricks there are. And you need your publication in those journals because you, as a professor, as a student, as a PhD, you apply for federal grants to do your research. But you only get the grants if you have published in the respected journals. So this is a vicious circle. So you have to pay those publishing houses because you have to publish to be able to do research. And if now one of those says, hey, I want to increase my profit significantly, sometimes the system will break. And you know who's going to suffer? All those youngsters, all those students who are trying here to do some scientific work, some scientific research, go to a university, and maybe one time they will discover that they don't have access to scientific literature. So if I open up this video now, you understand my point of view and I think, hey, this would be amazing. And do I think that OpenAI would have the market power to go against those global publishing houses? And I looked at their announcement. And here you have it, OpenAI introducing deep research. Why we built it? For people to do science. Great. engineering, beautiful. So it is on topic. And they say here how to use deep research. Well, it can take 5 to 30 minutes. So we are in test time compute, we are in inference time. And I say, never mind. If I want to do a scientific literature search, it could take an hour, take 2 hours. This is beautifully, if it would be possible. And how it works. I said, hey, using end-to-end reinforcement learning on hard browsing and reasoning tasks across different domains. And you know, just in my last video, we were talking exactly about this, about test time compute reasoning, when an agent here has to decide, searching on the internet, okay, this was article number 1, and now which link of the web page to activate next, which is my next decision here, what are my reward signals, what are my quality values that come back, which is my path here to find an answer to the query I'm given by my human user. So this fits perfectly in from my last video, and I thought, let's do a video on this. So I was completely amazed. I said, yeah, let's do deep research. Let's have a look at the examples and let's see if there's the spark that we need in the research community. So let's do here 3 experiments. At first, a human should solve this, and you're not gonna believe who's gonna be the human. Yeah. So what I do, I just take this here from the official OpenAI. I say I mark this and say search DuckDuckGo exactly for this. Then I come here to this page, Conference Proceeding 2012, and I have here 4 different papers. Now you notice that OpenAI has not access to the restricted, valuable scientific papers, but you see all of this is open access, open access, open access, open access. So the most valuable research is not open access. And I had a feeling, okay, so maybe we don't have access to the scientific research that all the publishing houses keep to make money, to them only. And maybe OpenAI has only access here to open access papers. And I said, never mind, let's go with open access papers. Now, the task was exclude plasmonic. So there's a plasmonic in the headline, I exclude it. There's a plasmonic in the headline, I exclude it. I'm left here with 2 potential papers. And if you just go here to one of the paper and you think about, even if you're not a theoretical physicist, and you're saying, hey, optically excited metallic nanotip, this could be with plasmonic, you just go there, it's open access, you open up the PDF, you search for the term plasmonic, the first time you see it, plasmonic waveguides here, you know this is also about plasmonic, so it leaves you here with only 1 possible paper, and this is the paper, and what was the material? Quantum dots. So we have the answer to the query. This was performed by your preferred human. Now let's do this here on the free ChatGPT. This is the vanilla ChatGPT. This is the nothing extension, no additional payment ChatGPT. This is the ChatGPT that is free on your phone, whatever. Let's have a look at the performance of ChatGPT. We take now here the same exercise that we're going to ask then here, the deep research. So here we go. Let's say, hey, can you extract, now I know that it's for publication from the web page here, from the Nature, from the Conference Proceeding 2012. Let's do, I'm here with the ChatGPT free version. I'm not logged in. This is here free ChatGPT basic. I say search. Searching the web. Here are the 4 conference proceedings. Link to the article, link to the article, link to the article. So we have now layered plasmon cloaks, tailored here the optical scattering at nanoscale, photonic crystal slab, light coupling here, metallic nanotip arrays, and quasi-periodic plasmonic crystals. Beautiful. So you can see those are the 4 papers. And now I go and I take here the exercise, the query, the task here for deep research. And I just paste here exactly this. Let's see what it can do. Searching the web. So the conference proceedings here, article the diamond photonic crystal slab. Yep, the quantum dots exactly does not mention plasmons or plasmonics. This study focuses on diamond photonic crystal slabs and their interaction with quantum dots. So you see the free ChatGPT version gives us here the result. And now, ladies and gentlemen, let's come to the core element. Now we have here from OpenAI our new agent, Deep Research. And yes, this is the task, so let's have a look how Deep Research will perform now. So let's have a look. We are here at OpenAI Beautiful, and we have here the official OpenAI demo, how this beautiful works, Deep Research. Now the task is Nature Journal, Scientific Report, Conference Proceeding 2012. Find in the article that did not mention plasmons or plasmonics what nanocompound is studied. Now, beautiful. And we have here the remaining chain of thought messages, and the final answer are hidden because OpenAI wants to sell you this product of theirs. So we are not allowed to see the chain of thought, the thinking process, and we are not allowed to see the final answer. But they have given us here the search. And I think this is already amazing. So let's have a look at this. Let's start here clarifying the search. So Deep Research by OpenAI comes and says, hey, I'm piecing together the request for an article from 2012 in the Scientific Reports, the details here, and nanocompound excluding any-related plasmonics. I'm sub-searching here the nanoparticle, likely seeking nanocompounds interesting in filtering out plasmon-related topics. Correct. Then we have the search action by Deep Research OpenAI. Then we have I'm digging into advanced search filters on nature.com. I don't know why, but okay. And trying to pinpoint articles on amorphous carbon nanoparticles in food caramels. And you might say, why do we need particles in food caramels? This is completely nonsense, but we go on. And Deep Research goes on now and says, okay, identifying the conference proceedings. You think, okay, this is great, no? And the search results reveal a conference proceeding 2D quasi-crystal plasmonic crystal from 2012, likely found under conference proceedings. But I thought, hey, we thought not go with plasmonics. And now I have a search result with plasmonics. What is going on, OpenAI Deep Research? Then we have another browse action, and then reflecting on potential issues. And I think, okay, so it noticed this. And Deep Research comes back and says, I'm considering the reason behind a web page misconception, likely due to an outdated agent type or a blockage. This is interesting. I have no idea what's going on, but let's go on. Then another browse action. Then the agent comes back and says, hey, I'm considering now the dynamic options. So I'm thinking about a nature site with dynamic content or a cached version, okay? Trying to search for specific phrases might also help. And we have another search option. Then pinpointing the key features. Now Deep Research comes back and says, hey, I'm identifying 4 conference proceedings from 2012 and using, yes, finally it found the 4 proceedings. Notably, some mention plasmonic and should be excluded. This is correct. This is beautiful. Now we have another browse action, and then we have piecing together the results. So I'm gathering info and accessing now the cached version or snippet expansion on specific titles to ensure a comprehensive analysis. And you think, okay, beautiful. And we have another search action, and I have no idea what it is searching because we found the 4 publications. And then OpenAI comes back and says, pulling together the details. And I think, this is great. I'm noting the progression from the 2012 European Materials Research Science Spring Meeting to the scientific report. And I say, yeah, but we have there in the page, we have 4 reports. They are open sourced. This is really a present here from the publishing house that they give us open access. And you, OpenAI, you have chosen this as your demonstration object for this product. So why are you going away? You have there all the information. But whatever we do, establish context and relevance, and it does another search action. And I just think, hey, I hope I don't have to pay for this because I have no idea what the system is doing. But the system, OpenAI, is now telling us, hey, we are tracking down the journal clues. And I'm thinking, okay, surprise me. Trying to connect conference proceeding from the late 2012 on plasmonic 2D quasi-periodic materials. I thought we should not focus on plasmonic. Now this is focusing on plasmonic? Why? This approach feels methodical and precise. No, this is exactly what we should not do. But never mind, OpenAI is giving this as the official demonstration from OpenAI, so I'm sure the guys thought about this. We have another search action, analyzing now the event details. Noting that the search results that are not shown to me, okay, include a page likely summarizing the European Materials Research Society spring meeting, including 25 symposia. There is the page with 4 papers. Why do you need here 25 symposia? What is this agent doing? And we have another browse action. And at this point, I'm a little bit, I don't know how to say this, but I'm a little bit doubtful. No? So I read what's going on. I'm examining now a likely collection page with 4 articles, and I think, yes, it's back on track. Considering plasmonic and metamaterials topics, and I think, no, not plasmonic, no, this is not what we should look for. And we have another browse action. Now it's pinpointing. I'm focusing on the 2012 conference proceeding and scientific reports from EMRS, likely involving topics like quasi-periodic plasmonic crystals and plasmonic cloaks. Yes, but those are the 2 reports you should not focus on. Those are the 2 reports that are excluded. So I think, okay, but now with the next browse action, it comes to the correct conclusion. Browse action. Evaluating now the library source. And I think, yes, now I got it. Yeah? Thinking about a special issue of the science invited paper, Morticone and Metamaterials Lab at the News Archive. Why? You identified 2 of the 4 papers, and now just the 2 papers are left. And now you are evaluating library sources? And we have another browse action. And at this moment, I have to tell you the truth, I'm a little bit, I don't know. Because if I would have to pay for this nonsense, I would not really enjoy this. OpenAI comes back and says, accessing here the accessibility. I'm gathering information on potential site access issues considering outdated status or blockage. Okay, so we have another browse action. Piecing together now, and I think, okay, now. OpenAI comes back, I'm trying to link layered plasmonic cloaks. And I think, why would you do this? Considering other possible topics like graphene and catalysis? And we have another browse action. And now OpenAI comes identifying relevant topics. And I think, oh God, yes, please. It says, I'm gathering now info on topics like graphene, photovoltaics, and nanostructured compounds, while excluding plasmonic related one. Okay, it excluded plasmonic, but why we are now at photovoltaics? Where does this idea come from? What happened in this browse action? We have 4 papers. We excluded 2. So there are 2 titles left. Now, OpenAI tells me this leads me to focus on nanotechnology aspects more broadly. I do hope it does not browse here for nanotechnology aspects. Adjusting my focus, and I don't know if it's good if an AI tells you that it's adjusting its focus, but I go on. I'm broadening the search parameters by entering specific site and scholar identifiers to pinpoint articles about 2-dimensional quasi-periodic plasmonic crystals. And at this time, honestly, I tell you, at this time, I felt a little bit that this is what OpenAI gives me as a scientist as, look how perfect our system is working. This is a product we want to offer you that you have to pay for, and this will help you in your research. And you know what I want to tell OpenAI at this very moment, looking at their product demonstration? No, because we go on with a search action, identifying now the non-plasmonic possibilities, and I think, okay, now it's back on track. Okay, again. So, tells me, I'm narrowing down on the search to identify articles from the 2012 European special issue. This involves checking titles for non-plasmonic topics. Okay, I think, yes, this is it. Progress is evident through focused searches. An exclusion of plasmonic articles. So we are back on track. And we have another search action. And at this time, I'm quite okay if I do not know what is searching now. And now comes piecing together the clues. I'm analyzing interaction in a graphene superlattice, considering titles by the authors. And this is it. No. Then we have another search action, and then we have, I'm gathering now the info on the European Spring Meeting proceedings, focusing on the invited paper without plasmonic phenomena. Types under review are graphene, catalysis, energy materials, nanomedicine, and sensors. So the end, this is now the final search action. And then then we would have the answer. But as I told you, shown you, OpenAI does not give me the answer because I could then verify, or to say falsify, that this is not providing an answer. So this is here the live action from the live demonstration by OpenAI. And maybe you have a feeling what I feel at this very moment. So coming now back to the main part of the video, so what are the facts that I learned looking here at OpenAI Deep Research Agent? There is yesterday a beautiful new initiative by Hugging Face, and they said, you know what? We try to re-engineer deep research. We try to open source deep research. We will free here the search agent for the open source community. And I might say, hey, those 5%, I love you all, beautiful. And they say, you know what? Well, we noticed that OpenAI didn't disclose much about the agentic framework underlying here the deep research. Well, yeah, it is here for the pro user. And Hugging Face said, hey, so we decided to embark on a 24-hour mission to reproduce their results and open source the framework along the way. Isn't this nice? Yes, this is the way to go. This is the way to improve the performance, because honestly, you have seen the performance by the product demo that was published by the company to customer to buy the product. I mean, OpenAI. Yeah, they even have here a Gradio demo. So you have here Open Deep Research. Go there. You find the link here in this blog. If I put in the request here from OpenAI Deep Research, I would love to show you the result, but unfortunately, I'm still in the queue now after 25 minutes. So I have to produce this video. Maybe you go there, maybe you try it out, maybe I have to wait. There's so many people currently at this free Gradio demonstration on Hugging Face. But isn't this nice? There's only here the first step of the Open Deep Research. So nice. And you know what? It is free of charge. So let's come to a close. I think you know what I feel. I think you have an idea about my emotions. You know what? It would have been such an opportunity for the scientific, for the research community, if OpenAI would really open up with deep research here, access to all those proprietary publishing houses, and they keep their treasure to themselves. Of course, they want to increase their profit. But I think this system will break at some point in the future. And we researchers, we need access to peer-reviewed research. Don't get me wrong, it is nice, it is great to have access here to non-peer-reviewed research. But you know, I read a lot of research paper, and I can tell you, today, here, start of February 2025, I notice a lot of research paper that don't sound like a human has written those paper. I read a lot of research paper that are non-peer-reviewed, where I would say the quality is simply not there yet. And I understand that you have a young scientist and a young supervisor who are not familiar with certain customs. No problem. But if you read a publication, you understand if it is a first-class publication or if somebody was just bored. And this would be a publication I would not present to you in my YouTube channel. In my last video, we were talking here absolutely on topic here with the new inference reasoning QNAT agents out in the internet. And yesterday I showed you here this one. I said, hey, think about a shopping agent. You know, it goes on a web page, tries to buy here the bicycle for you, looks at all the different hyperlinks on the web page, tries to follow here through to finally make here a buy on the internet here as an AI agent. And today we looked exactly at this. And I think it is really close because you remember we saw here in the reasoning path given by OpenAI to us here that this system was doing a search, another search, another search, another search, trying to find here the information that it was missing and coming here to a conclusion that doesn't look good at all. So you see here this process reward model. I have no idea if OpenAI implemented anything similar to this, but I think a process reward model might be a good idea. But let's have an outlook. And In tomorrow's video, I want to show you a complete different solution. So we have yesterday's video about this process reward model here, the reinforcement learning procedures. Then today we looked here at the product placement by OpenAI for the newer product deep research. And tomorrow we will look here much deeper into the scientific AI research development about, some really interesting topics. So if you subscribe, you will be notified immediately.